This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right into the news. All right, so we got Kendrick Lamar surpassed Drake for the highest grossing rap tour in history. He was doing a lot of big venues. So, I mean, I expected it was going to be close. They were close, though. They got to $332 million. And they had to sell more tickets, though. I guess Drake was charging more for his tickets. Drake's tour, $320 million. So $20 million, $2 million difference. Oh, no, I'm sorry, $12 million difference. Okay. They had to sell a lot more tickets, though. If you can see, they had to sell about almost 200,000 more tickets. So Drake was charging a little bit more for his tour. But, yeah, it is what it is. All right, so people are going to say, they're going to say, hey, basically Drake did this on his own and Kendrick Lamar needed SZA. You can argue that all you want, but it still goes on the books as a Kendrick Lamar tour. It is what it is, you know? I'm not going to argue that. Kendrick Lamar is a great artist. He has a lot of fans, and so does Drake has a lot of fans, okay? Like, I'm not going to... They're both totally different artists to me, so I'm not going to argue that. Like, Kendrick Lamar serves his purpose, and Drake serves his purpose. And they both have songs I like, so it is what it is. DDG. So if you don't know, 2 days ago, he was trying to exit a parking garage, I think at a hotel or something, and he didn't have the correct amount of money on him or something, and he was asking the guy, can you just let me out the gate? And the guy was like, I can't, bro. My boss is looking at me. But he's filming it. The guy was filming DDG. It's just $20, bro. You can afford it. Kind of trying to play DDG. And then he released it on the internet for clout. DDG didn't realize he was being filmed because he was being filmed with those glasses, right? So DDG came, shouldn't have probably done this because it's a bad look. And then he pulled up on the TikToker's job and started pressing him and threatening his job security. The guy doesn't have it, bro. The guy doesn't even have that much, bro. Like, I'm not saying that because he's a hotel worker. He's obviously desperate, filming people without their permission, you know? Like, most people would just go about their day and ask maybe for a drop or something. This guy just filmed DDG without his permission. DDG shouldn't have done this because it doesn't look good on him. You know, I'm not saying he shouldn't have been mad. Should have been mad, but that's a little much. Then we got T.I. So his son King thinks he came from the struggle. Then his other son came from the same house, and he's just like normal, right? And King is thinks he's like a gangster from the struggle. So he went inside and asked his mom and dad to cook him beanies and weenies. Pause, right? He says, I need that struggle meal. T.I. came out and said, don't cook that stuff in my house. And my wife, I removed my wife from the struggle so she doesn't have to cook that kind of food. And then he says, who do you think you are, Belly Gang Kush? You grew up in a nice mansion your whole life. Like, it's so weird. He must be like, why is my son acting like this? Why does he want to be hood? You know, he wants to be from the hood. Death penalty off the table for men who killed G Money Little Ronnie and his daughter at the car wash earlier this year. You got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. The death penalty's off the table? Killed that little girl? That's crazy. Chef G's girlfriend came to visit him in jail, and he gave her $100,000 for staying loyal. He said, sent you $100 for being $100. Bro, someone said in the comments, I hope you have $100,000 every 2 months. And it's true, bro. Yo, 5 years, bro. So maybe he'll get home, I don't know, 3, 4 years, something like that. And here's the thing. You're not going to be able to give her enough money to stay loyal. Same with Casanova. Casanova's doing this too. Obviously, I get it. You know how this goes. You got a good-looking woman. She's out here. She has needs. You can't control anything. You're not there to serve her needs, so somebody else will step in at one point. And that's just the reality of life. Very rarely will you get a girl that'll hold it down the whole time. Even for a 2-year bid. Even for a year bid. I feel bad for Chef G, but I understand why he did that. Mentally, he thought that might keep her around for a little longer. Jake Paul set to fight former heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua after Gervonta Davis fight was canceled. Interesting. Well, Rod Wave's lawyers try to claim he was profiled in the gun charge, as they're trying anything, huh? Bro, Rod Wave just doesn't learn. Rod Wave makes a ton of money. He has a ton of fans. But he's rolling around like he can do whatever he wants. And this isn't his first time getting arrested. He gets arrested often. You can't just do what you want. Come on, buddy. Come on, bro. You have too much to you have too many people depending on you. Boosie's convinced Donald Trump will pardon his case. Yeah, right. Why? Bro, you violated your probation. Boosie has 2 weeks until he's sentenced in federal gun case. He says, I feel good about my situation. I'm still working on it, and I'm still trying. As you know, my voice is a loud voice. So I'm going to be asking again for a pardon. Right now, I don't have it. But I'm confident in my situation. I feel good about my situation. Bro, you were caught with a gun. And you shouldn't have had one. I mean, he says, can you pardon me on my Fed case? I'm a non-violent felon. The courts ruled that a non-violent felon cannot be charged with the 922G. The judge dismissed my case, but the ruling has been appealed. So once again, I was indicted. I'm fighting this case. This is the exact case, the U.S. versus Duarte, that was ruled unconstitutional. I think this will motivate officers to commit deadly crime. Oh, come on, bro. You're going too much. See, he shouldn't have put this in. You're giving police immunity, he concluded. I think this will motivate officers to commit commit deadly crimes. Please don't do this. Anyway, congratulations on your win. Let's get this money. Yo, him going at the cops was the wrong move. Wrong move, buddy, because the president is advocated for police, and you're advocating against them. That was a bad move. He should have just kept it the way he had it. Maybe without the police thing, and then maybe he would have gotten something. So Akon sets the record straight after he was arrested in Georgia. Let's see. He says it stemmed from a suspended license. In September, police spotted his Tesla Cybertruck stopped in the middle of the road, and where his battery died. While waiting for a tow truck to come and move the vehicle, they learned Akon's license was suspended for failure to appear in 2023. An illegal vape and center console was seized during the inventory and submitted for destruction. Let me see. Let's see. To clarify, technically, Akon was arrested, but it was never something incredibly. But it was over something incredibly minor, basically a traffic ticket. See, remember I told you yesterday, so it was probably like a traffic ticket. I've been arrested for a traffic ticket. I just never got booked. Well, did they book me? They didn't tell me to do bookings, so to get your picture taken and everything, because it was a traffic ticket. They put you before a judge and they issue you another ticket, so they get double the money now. It's like it's just a stupid revenue scheme. Mine was like a tent ticket. He's not tripping on that little situation. It was blown up by TMZ and others. They had inside info on the ticket. Okay. Akon's going to be just fine, man. And Swiss Beatz. So he's going to court over $7 million fraud allegation linked to 1MDB scandal. I don't know what that is, but it's British Virgin Island liquidators. They said there was fraudulent transfers from shell companies tied to Joe Low. Is this for that mega upload thing? It was from investments for professional services. Defendants deny funds were fraudulently and improperly transferred. All payments were received without actual fraudulent intent and reasonably equivalent value. He was introduced to Lowe and Dean and said they weren't even friends. They were just business associates. Each claim by liquidators is flawed. I don't understand what this is, though. This must be for that mega upload thing. Remember mega upload where you could download movies and stuff? That's all I could think. And he says the money was all earned legitimately. Because remember, they made him like a board member or something of it. I don't know, man. I'll look more into that later because that's a deep dive right there. Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. If you want to run ads to the channel, jordantowermedia@gmail.com. Peace.